Good afternoon, everybody. It's Lorraine, Alternative Homesteading, on a very, very windy day. And of course, as soon as I walk out to speak in the phone, my roosters start up. So you can see it's windy because the water catchment that they sliced, that these criminals sliced, you see this? Brand new. I bought it, I guess, a year after I moved here. They sliced it down the side. This is irrefutable evidence. They sliced this. They rusted this, and then they sliced this one also. They punctured holes in the siding here. Sheriff Daniel Isaac's doing a great job keeping the county safe, right? They sliced this one too. Look, within a day of each other, they sliced it. And look at what these losers do. They go around puncturing, taking branches and sticking them in the ground. This is what they do. Yeah. So anyway, I want to respond to some comments y'all made about the incident reports that I filed with dispatch and the reports that I received in response. And one person wrote, they didn't twist what you said. They blatantly lied. And you know what? You're absolutely correct. And I'm going to tell you, you know, I get very emotional over this stuff, especially when it comes to how many pets that they've harmed, that they keep dumping animals here, denying me services. But the absolute proof of my communications interference was that letter I received from Consumer Affairs, Attorney General's office. When I filed a complaint against the landscaper, I put his name for the business, as you would when you're filing a complaint. You got to write the name of the business. Somebody replaced the name of the business with my cat rescue, Freya's Cat Rescue. So I was shocked. Like when I received that letter, I automatically assumed that it was with regard to the veterinarian, but it occurred to me, I never filed a complaint with the Attorney General, Consumer Affairs, about the veterinarian, but I will now. So I've been communicating with him, and I said, listen, you know, I have recently filed a complaint with Homeland Security and the Fusion Centers, and I copied the Attorney General about third-party interference, my phone calls, my communications, all being intercepted, rerouted, etc. And now your letter to me is another form of evidence that this is in fact happening. Somebody is interfering with my communications, intercepting, changing things. So she actually said she has never seen anything like this before. I said, well, your system was hacked. Somebody did something to change my record. So they're going to try to undo whatever it is. They've never seen anything like this before. And I said, if you want a copy of what I wrote to Homeland Security and the Fusion Centers, let me know. But she said she doesn't need that. But the Attorney General was copied on it. So this, again, is evidence. So even though these criminals are doing things to sabotage my life and my cat rescue, they're leaving irrefutable evidence of interference. So they're leaving a paper trail a mile long. So getting back to the incident reports, and I'm freezing, by the way. I walked out here with just my shirt on, and I need a sweater. But in the past, and I've said this before on the incident reports, there was a time when I was taking my sorry-ass neighbors into court. And I assumed that the sheriff was supposed to serve them, because that's what sheriffs are supposed to do, is serve them with a notice. So when I received the FOIA request, I get a FOIA request that says that they were never served by the sheriff. So then I hired a process server. And the process server went back and forth and stuff. And there was a sign on the neighbor's door threatening her, etc., etc. And then finally they decided they were going to go into court and turn themselves in. But what happened in between that time was that request, the FOIA request, was online. And it came back that the sheriff had never tried to serve them. Little did that piece of shit attorney know is that I already got a copy of that request in person. Just as you explained to me that I should go in person after I file the complaint, go in person and get it immediately printed out. You're absolutely right. I don't have time right now, but it is a fact that this county lawyer tells the sheriff what to do and what not to do. However, the sheriff is above the lawyer. So the sheriff should not go along with what the lawyer says because the lawyer is screwing them. The lawyer has it in for me because he's a little control weenie freak. He's the one that probably is the middleman control freak with all the neighbors here. The neighbors go and report back to him, the little weenie boy in town there. And he's a weenie boy because he threatens senior citizens. He protects criminals. He lies. And his assistant prosecutor, who claims that she writes wills and all over her website and stuff. I attempted to hire her, and she tells me she couldn't do it. I said, are you telling me you can't do wills? She says, oh, well, you probably need a trust. I said, I don't need a trust. So they're all in on it. So, you know what? You're absolutely right. Now, I'm not going to say that the sheriff is not to blame because the sheriff is the sheriff. And if he's going to allow a county lawyer to alter police records, well, I'm thinking that in and of itself could be against the law. I don't know. I don't know how it works, but there's something wrong with a county lawyer altering police reports or falsifying police reports. And I'm not saying he did, but I am saying that as a fact, he did in the past. Because when I received the FOIA request from him through Muckrock, it said something different than the one that I retrieved in person. So thank you, subscriber. Yes, you're absolutely right. You're very smart people. And you know, when you're emotionally involved like this, and I have so much going on, I've got all these animals to care for. They are interfering with my ability to care for these animals. Interfering because they are filthying. Just filthying their buildings. And I swear, one day I'm going to do a video on what it looks like after I clean it and what it looks like in the morning. And I'm not talking about chicken poop. I'm talking about this disgusting dust that they spray all over everything. And they do go in the buildings because my chickens, especially in this building, they won't perch as much as they used to. Because people were coming in and they were scared. And I hear them crowing. The roosters crowing at like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. They're being harassed. So I'm going to see if I could show you what this disgusting dust looks like. Here it is. Can you see how dusty that is? I cleaned that yesterday. Do you see that? Do you see what that is? I cleaned that yesterday. It's all over everything. And let me go to the other coop because you'll see, and it's windy here, so my curtain fell down here. But let me go to the other chicken coop, and you can see I clean my chicken coops every day. I don't know what other people do. I've got a lot of chickens and they make a lot of poop, so I've got to clean it every day. And I see some mess here right now. I don't even know where this came from. Oh, well, wait a minute. I think my box disappeared. I had a box here. Where'd my box go? But anyway, okay, let me go in here. I'm going to show you. I cleaned all of this. I cleaned all the tops of all of these things yesterday. Look. How does this happen? What is this? And look at the shelves. I'll show you this too, because I don't know what this dust is. I don't know if it's nano technology. I don't know what it is, but this is the dust. I clean them every day. I swore I'm going to do a video on what it looks like before and after, but this is this disgusting dust that's on everything. So I think my box might have, because I was collecting all these branches, and it could be because I was inside that the criminals came. Because, you know, I've got a human terrain team here, 2 people. If I go in one building, I'll come out. Oh, here's a box. I'll come out and they'll have totally gone into a chicken coop and filthied it. It's like I have somebody following me, a shadow, on my property all day long. I know it sounds crazy, but that's the amount of money that they're investing in this. My property must be extremely valuable. I'm going to say that it is, because real estate mobbing involves destroying somebody's property so that somebody come in and buy it at a lower price. And then what they'll do is turn around and flip it for probably twice as much as they bought it for. And that's what they're doing here. They're doing a lot of really horrific damage. Hey, Zoomy. So you can see here, this is all the stuff that I picked up this morning in one little section by the driveway, actually. Yeah, this is all by the driveway, Zoomy. And it's very, very windy. I should say breezy. It's not like windy, but it's breezy today. It's, yes, say hi. Say hi. Oh, and I want to say, last night, it was really weird. Last night, I was going to go close my door, and I look outside, and I think I saw a fox run across my property. Because I yelled out, I said, Foxy, Foxy. The fox didn't stop or anything. I don't know if it was Foxy. I don't know if it's a different fox. It's been, what, 2 weeks, I think? Since, what's today? Today is the 22nd. So yeah, the last time I saw the fox was the 6th or the 7th, possibly the 8th. So it's been 2 weeks. So anyway, there was something else I wanted to say. This is a ruckus. See, now this is what happens when you have too many roosters. Way too many roosters. And I had somebody that was going to take, he was going to take 4 of my roosters. You know, I hate giving them away, but they're tearing up my girls. And then he reneged on it. So my hens are trying to hatch eggs, and I keep taking them away. The same thing with the guineas, like they've been sitting on eggs, but I don't want to hatch anymore because I really don't want any more babies right now. I don't want the extra responsibility. I have enough guineas. I wouldn't mind having a couple more hens. One of my hens, I believe, was taken away by a crow or something, one of those predator birds, because I saw I saw a little tragedy in my field, and it looks like it was, you know, one of those blackbirds that took it. So that was a little sad to see that. And here, you know, we had all that rain, and those prairie dogs. The mommy, she's probably a good mommy, relocated them over here. Little prairie dogs. Let's see if we can see them. If all they eat is grass, they can stay, because I've got lots of grass that needs to be eaten. But anyway, I'm going to show you what these criminals have done to my buildings also. This is, you know, just evidence. And I have before photos, by the way. So they scraped away at the base of this post. Again, I have before photos. That's deliberate. They punctured a hole in here, and I've got it in a few more places. So they've done this deliberately. They punctured holes in all the porches. Right here, that's not normal. Do you think Travis Sparks built a building like this? Travis Sparks didn't build like this. These criminals are coming and destroying it. And shame on this town, and Judge Gabbard and the sheriff and the county lawyer, shame on you for destroying what Travis Sparks built. You have no morals, no decency. They did this. Do you know how hard this wood is? I forget, somebody told me what kind of wood it is. I know because when I've tried to get a nail in it or, you know, hang something, it's virtually impossible. The wood is so hard. I don't remember the name of the type of wood, but that's what he used on some of these buildings. And this is what the criminals did over here. So I put a light up here. They did this. This is fairly new. They've been picking away. They want to make it appear as if it's naturally occurring. There's nothing naturally occurring like that. They did this here. They're just destroying the building. You think Travis Sparks built a building like this? No way. No way did Travis Sparks build a building like this. And I've got before and after photos. So, oh, here's the Freemason branch. The Freemason branch. They like to put these Y-shaped branches everywhere. Oh yeah, and some stupid person's gonna get on and say, well, it's windy, the branches fall down. Nobody has branches fall down the way I do every day. Every day I've got literally thousands of branches. I've got piles of branches in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 places right now. 4 places right now I've got piles of branches. So anyway, I've got a bunch of complaints to file. I appreciate all of your support and listening, and also your great eyesight. There was a video they posted about the thunderstorm, and at point 17 a subscriber said, that's really interesting because you could hear as if they detonated another one of those grenades or something just around the same time as the thunder struck. And other people have said that that has happened to them as well. And it's a plausible deniability. You know, they want to make it seem like the thunder here is more than it really is by detonating a weapon at the same time as the thunder. And there was the JWTV YouTube channel said just that people are doing that, and at the same time as like a thunderstorm or whatever, detonating something to cause that fog or to disperse dispersed technology on the property. So who knows what was dispersed on my property with that flashbang bomb grenade. And thank you so much, subscribers, for sending me the ACLU flyer on that topic. That is invaluable. And that a court ruled that they consider them to be weapons of mass destruction. So thank you again, everybody, and we'll get back to our regularly scheduled program. I do have a couple of things to read, and I think there was one person that sent me like a little testimony, like a little funny gang stalking story that I still have that I've got to address. So guys, I hope everybody's having a good day. I will talk to you soon.